I'm guessing that they will ban it, even though I know that North loves to play Cobble. Yeah. It's not fun playing a map that you have already lost. So I'm guessing they're probably going to go to one of other of their comfort maps, maybe Cash or... Yeah, so...
It's a win for... it's definitely a win for North, I'd say, based off what we saw Space Soldiers do to SK. Even though it was close in the end, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't good signs for SK. And this hasn't necessarily been a map that SK have played. This is the SK moving into a new kind of era of map pool. And this is one that they've brought in now that they don't want to play Nuke.
Yeah, they've been trying, especially in Jönköping, of course, we saw them during summer, they were experimenting with Cash an awful lot, like seeing where they're at, like a little litmus test, and the responses were actually relatively negative. I think they conceded 2 out of the 2 Cash games they played over in Sweden. So this is them, once again, using this group stage to see what they can do on Cash. So far, didn't go well versus Space Soldiers, but it does sound like our casters in the game is already ready. So we'll just jump straight in. Without further ado, let's not miss a second of the action. Your casters are ready. It's the Bold Eagle and the Princess herself.
Thank you so much. That's a unique intro. But yeah, we have a great game coming up here. I think we've got the perfect arena for it as well. Quite a scary map, I guess, if you're SK2.
It's interesting for both teams, right? Because at certain points, both teams liked banning these maps. So now going into it, there's been some conversation about SK being the best team in the world on Cash. They didn't look like it against Space Soldiers. I think part of that was highlighted by the desk. You know, SK is so good at adapting, but when you have an opponent that you've never played against, maybe they're doing... I mean, they had some very, very cool executes that I haven't frequently seen. So that's one of those things that throws a spanner in any kind of adaptation you want to make.
Yeah, a lot to be seen between these two, for sure. I want to see that, you know, config and Magic's combo, as well as Cajun B. You know, I think it was highlighted a little on the desk there in the end. Freiburg brought it up that he can post big numbers. He is more of a bit of a consistent factor, I guess you can call him. But during the online stages of the Pro League and even toward the offline stages, he was one of the, literally the highest rated players throughout the entirety of that season, and they topped that out. So again, if he plays well, you know you're in for a good game. But all to be seen, and SK have a lot to do this game. Already some questionable results on this map, of course, leading up to this. But it does look as though we're going to see a nice little A piece coming through here.
Yeah, right off the bat as well. That's going to be very, very interesting coming forward. MSL over towards NBK corner. They're holding things off. There's 3 players here. This isn't that typical retake on the A bomb site kind of tactic. This is going to be a battle coming in. Flashbang doesn't work, and MSL, he gets a free kill to the side. But great trading by SK. They're going to be able to get into this bomb site. AZ's just got to hold down the fort while the reinforcements come in.
Yeah, AZ's got a lot to do here. Just staying alive is imperative for him at this point. Does eventually get taken out. Fallen there, going to isolate him, take him away from the situation, and just leave Magisk now. Nice little cleanup in the end for Fur. Finding Magisk and first round on the board for SK. Nothing really fancy there, nothing, you know, too new age, 1 smoke, just head out there, no worries, job done. Good stuff for SK as their first round does go on the board here in this very important game.
Yes, that's a nice start, obviously, coming into Cash after you just lost it, getting on the board. I mean, the conversation always around this map with North is MSL famously just not enjoying it. We've talked about it on the desk a number of times, just not necessarily wanting to do it, but it is a map they've looked pretty proficient on at times. I mean, they've obviously put some work into it to kind of understand the different ways they can play, and that's a good start, if not unusual. Config wins against Fur with the USP at range, MSL as well with the Deagle onto Phelps. SK put on their back foot very early, an unlikely scenario. Config doesn't need to fight here either. It's like you have a 2-man advantage. Be a little bit careful against the AK-47s. I'm flabbergasted, I guess.
Yeah, you don't often see it. Oh, Deagles, I'll let you get away with P250s, but USPS is at that sort of...
I didn't...
You know, that's a little unique, and I like this boost as well. That's quite nice. AZ's going to be able to maybe drop one down. A little hard to back away from if the mollies do come in. Does get the tag, good work from him, but any more is a bit of a godsend at that point, but still, damage done.
Yeah, and that's great because it's going to make Taco a little bit more passive. He's got to be careful. The Molotov burning AZ down to 12.
Look at this. If he gets that feeling, if he plays it right, no. Just a little off on the timing. Fallen going to keep aware of it. The angle was there for AZ, but in the end, the firepower seems to be reigning supreme. Down to Cajun B and Magic to do any more damage. Taco is a little vulnerable, but beyond that, they've got this one pretty much safe.
And North, it seemed like they're a little bit worried about SK being spread out, but still a chance in this retake if they can get some lucky shots if they got to open it up, but that pretty much seals it right there. Taco, that position is so strong, and it's brilliant from SK. I mean, they don't get ahead of themselves on that take. They know there's likely going to be more people there, more people that have rotated over since they were spotted out so early. They're not trying to get the plant down too fast. They're holding the corners, waiting for the next counter-terrorist to peek. And that's pretty clinical at a 3-on-5. I didn't get a chance to see in that previous round if Fur had head armor. You'd assume he would because he has an AK-47.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Maybe we can look back on that, or the analysis can have a little peep as they are watching this one with, eagle eyes. But the other thing I want to bring up as well is North's CT-sided aggression. You see it on, some specific maps. This may not be the easiest example of it, but they can certainly make it happen. You're seeing it here again. 2 players going to make the playthrough squeaky. AZ's there just basically to support Config, but it was AZ to find Taco in the end. And this is all just benefits. This is all just good stuff. Taking guns away, keeping the money relatively humble. Any more damage is a huge benefit. And that's cost them an AK for now. That could be recovered as the B site is swarmed with the SK boys. As Config does find coldzera, we're down to a 3v2. Again, this shouldn't spiral. There's very limited possibility. Now it's gotten real, though. MSL fighting Fur has just lit this round up. Fallen does have the bomb, and he is going towards A.
Yeah, and I think Config with the AK-47, you might feel like he just saves it, but I think in this situation, a 2-on-2, you're going to want to go for it. Either way, that plant over at the A bomb site is going to fool everyone, and that nade is perfect. Config catches it, and that's pretty much the round over. I mean, even without the nade, over at the A bomb site, and North has no idea. But yeah, that aggression on the CT side, part of it is because map control is so important, but because the way the map is structured, you can take map control as CTs pretty much anywhere on it. You can get aggressive towards B, aggressive towards A, and if you're not going to control mid, you have to control one of those two things.
Well, if you look at things like Overpass, the CT side North has on Overpass sometimes can be completely different when Magisk is feeling it. He just gets the timing right. He's making those aggressive plays, pushing up by party. He'll have Cajun B with him, but we have the double AWPs. Config recently going towards this. Again, it's still a little newer to them, but again, he's showing he is more than proficient with this item in hand, and he's again going for this door aggression, has a little peep down. There was a flash there, so he's being quite cautious. You can see him being relatively aware that there could be someone out on the other side, and another flash to confirm almost. And SK have to be aware of this now. They're not going to get that easier T side where you get that kind of, I guess, map control for free almost. They're going to have to fight back for it.
Yeah, a little bit of aggression towards door, but you're exactly right. SK is so cautious that Config just has to fall back. At that point, you're just overextending when it gets too deep into the round. Pretty spread out for both teams. The lines have been drawn. One player in mid. AZ taking a creative angle, and he can only do this because Config is holding a pretty sharp angle towards A main. So this could be pretty cool. Nade's not going to do much damage, though. And still just a stalemate across the map. But presence over towards the A bomb site. MSL's got to have a good read when this hit does come in. There's no map control for SK towards B, so they can't really fall back in that direction.
No, I guess a small benefit for SK is the fact that at least with the mollies they have, they can still make these hits slightly later, not maybe able to molly out quad, NBK, do something like that, maybe the back of sight. One smoke going to go through. Config's vision slightly hindered at this point.
Yeah, but it's great because Taco applies enough pressure to get a shot from the AWP, so they now know the position of that. They know that weapon's here, and here's the hit. Molotovs are raining out. AZ's going to jump on top of the box, but can't get the kills.
AZ needs to make something land soon, and that's an imperative one. Bomb goes loose, and now the rest of this SK boys are flashed up. Easy pickings for AZ. Readjusts well, but he does get MSL found out in the end. Config chimes in, and this is a shutdown. SK Gaming running out of time and options, and a brilliant, resilient hold from North.
Yeah, Fur's actually got to go die here, and he's going to get a kill, but they're going to want to chase him down when timer's done. You can see Config backing off right now. Are they actually going to go for this? No, just the 4th round. I think they're going to want to. They decide to establish the economy. They do get a double op setup, but that was a very, very nice defense. SK, even with the knowledge that an AWP is at the A bomb site, aren't expecting 2 rifles to be with it, and they just get stalled out. Plenty of time bought for the rotation. That's a good defensive stand from North.
So far, assertiveness-wise, if you want to look at that, who's really pushing the boundaries here, I've got to say North are really impressing. Now, only Config playing early towards A, there could have been a little bit of a problem as you saw SK slowly building towards it, but he's got support from AZ and MSL on highway eventually, but has to be cautious, has to be a little aware. Here's the shots coming through by Squeaky.
This could be dangerous. I don't think Fallen's going to expect this angle whatsoever, but he is incredible, but that's a very fast flick up. Not that it was too difficult. Shot almost with the follow-up, but still staying alive. He has got a teammate here, but Phelps has made progress over towards Forklift, but it doesn't matter. Just the kills all coming in for North. No success for SK Gaming. They are looking stumped on this A bomb site.
Yeah, MSL taking down coldzera in middle as well, removed any sort of crunch factor they were looking for from that pressure from highway, completely removed it, all eyes towards A main, and there it goes. Again, North keeping up, names alive. No one's really dying in these sort of rounds at the moment. They're really keeping that money building up now.
Yeah, that's the imperative part, or the important part, right? I mean, with all this money, this is when you can start to get aggressive because you have money built up to take those risks. Even if they fail, even if you die instead, you can rebuy the ops. They get the double up for free, essentially picking it up off an SK Gaming member last round. So this is all good stuff for North, and especially because SK, with very little success towards the A bomb site, probably going to want to try somewhere else.
Yeah, they're not having much luck, and considering, really, we've got AZ quite attentively being by, but it's mostly been Config at the moment dismantling this from SK. Now, SK this round looking to do anything possible. It's when you're just hoping more than expecting. And the Deagles have come out, a couple of P250s there. So again, it's possible SK can maybe get a gun or two away, but North are always seemingly quite switched on in these rounds. They don't often get caught out by this.
It's pretty cool MSL defending mid also. I mean, important part of the map, he's not the most skilled player on the team, so sometimes it almost seems a little counterintuitive. But the fact that he's in the middle, that he can kind of sense what's coming, he's the guy looking into what kind of offense SK is going to play. He's kind of the general that in the middle of the map that can dictate where the rotations are going to come. He can do it himself. He can call people over to back him up. Pretty cool idea to have him there.
Yep. Always support not too far either. You got Magic playing through vents if needed. He can push up, do whatever he wants. You got AZ playing on highway. It's all very, very good so far for North. But we haven't seen that really big kind of fight back from SK. So don't ever write them out. These are this is the team that comes up with plans mid game and it works so well. They adapt. They are so hard to kind of deny throughout an entire game. So SK, don't even worry about that scoreline just yet. It will be 3-3 all tied up. The gun rounds, I guess if you want to put it that way, the rather telling rounds have gone North's favor, but beyond that, SK always able to turn things around.
Yeah, this isn't really anything to worry about. 3 rounds now that North is going to have, and that's the big question. What is the adaptation? Cold coming in, trying to get one, not going to happen. MSL is there for the backup. All tied up at 3-3. Things looking pretty clinical so far on the North side. We haven't had to see him respond to too much adversity in these gun rounds just quite yet.
Now, I wonder if North are going to go for a little bit more aggression somewhere on the map. We've seen a couple of, I guess, tests towards Squeaky, not much more beyond that, though. So I'm wondering if, as this is the round, maybe SK try something different. Why not throw a curveball yourself? Get aggressive in mid. Do something a little different. And, well, it looks like we've got 3-man play down mid.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're going to be boosting either. It just looks like they want to stack it up, maybe expecting some kind of fast play. And at the moment, actually, looks like SK might be playing right into it. It
seems like the logical response, though, doesn't it? You're not winning on A, you're not having much luck on B. Why not try maybe playing through mid, try and get up highway? It's only been Cold Zero so far doing it, but MSL still stands tall. Fur does fall, but Fallen is there instantly to respond, so trades come out. Now, advantage to SK Gaming. They haven't really pushed any of the sites just yet, but they are fighting through on mid.
Yeah, that kill on Magisk was so quick. That really, really put that defense on its back foot. It's imperative that he stays alive. There's Phelps. But Taco takes out Config, rotating away.
Brilliant
That's what
timing.
happens when you lose map control. Exactly. The timing on Taco's opening the door is just when they're trying to get away, when Config is trying to run up highway to the bomb site to get into some kind of cover. So that's really, really good stuff from SK.
That was so well played. The timing on that was brilliant. As soon as they got rid of a couple of players in middle, you've got Config left kind of like playing through on highway, instantly get on towards the A site. He has no safety then. His already mid's gone up. He can't do much about that. You saw the panic flash coming out, hoping it would just find someone. And he'd get away for a second, then Taco, there's the door open. It's really nicely done.
This is the crazy part about this map, because you can tell North that round they want to control mid, so they stack it with 3 players, and that's the round that SK actually has success, when the players are there to present themselves to the kills. When it's just MSL spotting and falling back, they don't really have any chance to like damage and force rotates on this defense, because MSL just spots, and as soon as he sees someone, he falls away. This time, when there's more manpower, when it's a more direct hold from North, SK's like, great, you guys are committed to it. Now we've got you right where we want you.
Can't write these boys out, can you? Right, AWP comes in for Fallen. Able to get some armor behind that as well if he wants. Can imagine he might eye it up, but on the other side, the double ops are still there. North might have to try a little bit of a new approach. That mid-aggression didn't quite land, but again, you're never going to have an easy game against SK no matter what. You can see a bit of a boost towards red there, just to keep in mind if there is that mid-aggression again, just a little bit of a pre-fire. Nothing much committed to it, it's just a couple of bullets. But at the end of the day, if they did try and maybe make that 3-man play down towards middle, you've at least done a little bit of damage, kept it awares. But 2 players through Squeaky this time. Yeah,
and more adaptation from North as well, double nading the boost, knowing there's been a player or 2 there pretty much every single round of this half so far, going for some early chip damage. It's not going to work out for him. And it's AZ at range, holding an angle on door. He's just being toyed with by Taco and Fallen at the moment. Molotov is going to slow that down for now. Still SK being pretty slow-paced, pretty tactical, waiting to try and get Fallen into a position. I mean, he's hoping someone crosses from the bomb site to quad. That flashbang might have been it, but what it does allow is Config with the AWP to grab the angle. And there it is. That's exactly what that flash is designed for. It's perfectly done.
This is quite like the game of chess between these two, isn't it? Every single piece has a bit of an answer to it. It all has an intention behind it and a counter. So, 48 seconds remain. SK down to 4. Now, again, they have been a little stumped whenever they seem to go towards A early. It has been a consistent issue, but no one's actively playing mid just yet. MSL's going all the way around towards Z, but you can see the molly maybe going to go in towards sandbags. He's smoked off. He can't keep that active information pouring through. But Config can just go post up a quad. He's still okay, but it looks like that B hit's coming in. The first real test towards this, and Magisk is the first to receive. Going to see one. Instantly considered vents, and of course, there goes Phelps, but now in a predicament. He does have Cajun B behind him, but where's he going to get into this one? Not going to be too easy as he sat on the side waiting to see if they actually make the play.
Yeah, he's done the job perfectly, hasn't he? And it's MSL who actually just spots. You can see the difference. He rotates back. He's over at the B bomb site in time to assist, gets a kill, and Fur's got nothing to do. He does find one. It would be great if he could get another. He can't win the round at this point, but take money away if you can. But Cajun wins it anyways. Brilliant rotations from North on this CT side. The denial of information didn't work out, and MSL gets over just at the right time.
But yeah, I've got to say Magisk as well. Even be able to find these 2 kills, so good by this point.
Yeah, he's done his job, right? He's kind of trapped here, and there's no real right decision you can make from there. Everyone knows where you are. But I mean, taking action that far away from the bomb site, getting 2 kills, that's what allows MSL to get in the proper position. So yeah, I mean, a really good mobile defense that North has come up with here.
And we do have the tactical timeout, if I'm not mistaken, coming through. SK yet to fully find an answer. We saw that, one very successful round with the middle play, but beyond that, it's been mostly pistols that have gotten them to this sort of scoreline. So I don't know. I'm not sure what their answers are down the line. I feel that SK can always find something to come up with, but for me, North looks quite well rounded so far on the CT side.
Yeah, they very much do. This is impressive stuff out of them. And it's obvious. I mean, I honestly don't think they'll go back to that 3-player and mid-control style anytime soon because, it's always the argument. Do you change beforehand to try and catch them off guard, or do you change when they prove they can break it? And that was an adaptation. That was a change-up before SK had really stopped the traditional defense they'd just been running with. So going to go right back to it. We've seen players on this red box quite frequently, sometimes towards door.
Now just Config, waiting to see if that squeaky play comes in again, but it looks like they've got a good read on this.
The danger is with those Tech 9s. They're going to swarm into the bomb site. This is going to be an aggressive hit that North hasn't seen yet.
Yeah, SK about to rain it down. If they get 1 kill here, it could all spiral, but no, AZ still digs deep. That's Phelps gone, and he's still standing in this sort of position. Good flash comes in. Doesn't actually catch anyone just yet, but the bomb is loose, and there's a swing out. Config still staying alive, and look at him. He's aggressive. He's confident. He wants these fights. He's going to take them. It's just Fur in a 1v4 now. Molly comes in. He's forced from pillar to post, and neither looks like it has any sort of respite for him.
Yeah, this is so sick. Everyone from North just being so confident, just so convincing on these retakes. As soon as there's action, they're getting into it. Especially getting the opening killer too on that hit. I mean, that really forces those Tech 9s to be a little bit more slow-paced. It's designed kind of to allow SK to flash through that smoke and get through, but no one was doing it. No one took the initiative on the SK side of things. This is a little bit scary now because SK, we haven't seen anything really successful enough unless North has some kind of presence in mid.
Yeah, this is a very, very strange thing to see. It's okay, we're 10 rounds in, and a fast A's probably going to come through here. They don't have much to play with, so again, hoping to catch someone out, hoping to get a gun away. Limited amounts to be achieved, and you can see just free farm between AZ and Config. And Config being one of those players to get confident is always scary. If he starts feeling it with the AWP, if he's starting to feel the game, getting aggressive early, all of these sort of things, that ticks a lot of boxes with him.
Listen, I'm telling you, where it's going to be a nightmare is going to be when they switch over to the T side. Config as a player over towards that B bomb site is probably the best terror-sided B player we have. I mean, normally it's just one person watching for aggression, maybe trying to have a little bit of a distraction, but Config opens up that bomb site all on his own. He'll get 2-3 kills just by himself going towards B. So if he's going to get on a roll in this first half and it carries over, SK might just be dead in the water. But here's Config again, misses a shot, but he's able to get away. Goldzera with a kill onto Cajun B. Yeah, that's quite a nice opening for SK.
Yeah, finally a different look. Finally some success on the map that wasn't just instantly traded back out or brought back to North's favor. This is nice. This is maybe a weaker B, but instantly MSL is there. It feels like you can never go anywhere without him trying to fill the hole that's just been made. Yeah,
but look at how SK is manipulating this. They know the rotator is going to be coming from mid, so Fur's being much more aggressive much earlier on, knowing that the defense at A has to be very mindful of this. Some utility to delay a crossover towards Checkers and Magisk. Oh, this is dangerous. He's out in the open, but he gets the headshot. I don't know what Taco was doing there, exposing himself far too wide. Magisk with another.
He's just pulling it out of a hat, isn't he, right now? Looks for the next follow-up as well. Flash comes in, slows them down. Bomb still in the open. Support is en route. Fur could still be an issue, but by this point, they're down to just 2 players, 50 seconds. How much can Fur do in this? AZ's on the long flank, but he's kind of gotten away with murder here. And now Phelps looks to alleviate some of that pressure from the site. He's going to do it. Takes down Magisk, and now we wait to see if the strike comes in. It has. That's big. This is brought back to very, very feasible now for SK, but 30 seconds, and AZ's position is going to be a real hit or miss.
That's going to be perfect. He hears these footsteps, and he sprays him down. He reacts in time. It looked like he was going to look away, but into a one-on-one. Phelps has got to do it, and he does. The saving grace for SK, a very well put together round, benefited by the flank from Fur. It looked like Magisk had him stopped.
It really did, and you think that the timing was going to be a factor there, but Magisk worth his weight in gold on this B site. The first kill, that was a little bit questionable, I guess, from Taco. Fallen then just gets caught up by it. The flashes to slow them down, but still, SK really digging deep to be able to get out of that.
Yeah, especially because the anchor players from North on both bomb sites are playing very well. Config, Magisk, and we've seen them both have very good rounds where they're delaying long enough for MSL to come assist. That time, though, it's just Fur. I mean, it's the fact that MSL had to rotate away from mid. They had no eyes on it, no idea it was coming, and it's just a backstab because it throws that defense, even in that situation, into confusion.
And now Config instantly looking for a rebuttal. He wants to have a little bit of play going here. Doesn't find it down through on aim, but Fallen maybe eyeing up MSL. He has been playing this out quite consistently. Wait and see if he takes that wider step. Oof. A bit of a boost on that van in spawn.
You don't see that boost too often anymore.
No.
It's always nice to see it work out, though. Yeah. Either way, what's next for SK? Another boost onto the white box. This is just a... see if they can spot someone maybe boosting or hiding in that corner, someone who makes any kind of mistake. And
if you do the Legia-style jump spot, you can also spot the garbage from that white box as well. So you can basically clear out middle, at least close, quite comfortably from that. So again, SK going through the motions of looking like they want to get some mid control here. MSL already playing quite passive towards Z, so he's just going to be watching to see if maybe they cross towards vents. He can make the call out from it. You can already see that as soon as Config falls back towards quad, he knows there's going to be some mid pressure.
And the fact that he has that information just to see if someone crosses towards vent is what allows them to do like a mid-round boost of Magisk, and this is going to be perfect. He's got 2. Oh no, he misses the shots. Oh, you don't like to see that. It hurts. It's painful. And now they have a B split open.
Oh, that's gutting.
Oh no, for how well he's played as well.
It's always those shots, though, isn't it? The ones that are set up for you, but still, we can come back to that because Config and AZ are about to be put under real scrutiny. The A hit probably coming through as Fur. Already finds a way around the back, but AZ too aware. Keeps it together, and this is a hit across all fronts. There is no rest, but time down to 5 seconds. And where is the bomb? Have they got time on the side? Just make it to the side. Taco gonna get that bomb down with seconds, if only 1 to spare, as Cajun B's left wondering what the hell just happened that round.
Cajun is so bummed that he got that plant in time. What a leap from Taco right at the end there.
Just wiggle the mouse and hope for the best.
Magisk is going to be beating himself up after that. That was the play. He had everything perfect. Looked like he just got a little bit rushed when he saw that second player, like just visioning the kills before they actually occur. But his death allows Highway to be open because MSL had already rotated away. He wasn't there to help out. He was smoked off as well. The A bomb site is just open to a split. And even though the Highway player, I think that was Fur, didn't get a kill, it's just the fact that you're getting shot at from a whole new angle just makes you so confused. And this is SK getting back into it. We said don't worry about the score, and now, I mean, this is a game we have.
Yeah, no, this is exciting. So we've got to pause instantly from North. It's like, okay, they're starting to get it going. They're starting to get that SK feeling back with them, and you don't want to allow that. And you've got to feel, if only Magisk landed one of those 2 shots cleanly.
Yeah.
Even if the second player had turned around and just banged him out, at least you'd have gone 1 free kill, information, cool, but you feel it as well for Magisk because he'd hit some crazy shots, right? This guy has had a couple of those moments where you're just like, all right, that's pretty beast play, but it comes to the ones where they're literally standing still or just slowly moving away, and you just rush it. You take 1 second too long. Of course, you don't know if there's a third player slow walking out from main. You never know these sort of things, but still, it's got to hurt.
Yeah, certainly, and the rest of his team probably knows it either way. I mean, SK, for how well this defense has looked from North, at times where they're allowed to play their game, I mean, SK started to find some solutions, some opening kills, sneaking a player into a gap in the defense. Now you can see they're finally starting to manipulate some of this mid-control that North is actually just giving them. But regardless, this is now a reset situation for North. If they lose this round, they've got no money. They've got to save, and then SK, they basically grab the reins of this match moving forward, which would be such a bummer considering how strong of a start it was for North.
Yeah, and that normal aggression doesn't seem to be working. You can see that Config and AZ gonna go for the boost rather than the main play. Magisk over there on B having to deal with this one. Last time he came up with 2 very, very big kills, but I don't know if they're going to allow him to get away with it again. Surely a molly, surely a nade, or just instantly check it. It's so uncomfortable to play that box if no one else is drawing attention elsewhere.
The other thing you can do is a timing flashbang, right? And yeah, you can see Fallen. He's ready for this, and he spots it out, tags him up. He's down very low. There's the follow-up. coldzera with one as well at B. That's the entire site open. They don't have the bomb. It's left far back, but that's all right. That means Fallen and coldzera can create space, can push forward, secure the bomb site while the teammates rotate over. And actually, North has already even just called a save. They know it just happens too quickly, too suddenly. There's nothing they can do to get back into it. And also the fact that they're out of money. They say, we just have to save what we got.
Yeah. And when you watch SK play, they just never look flustered. They never look that worried. Even it's just it seems so well-rounded.
It's a stark contrast as well to Immortals, right? Who, the other Brazilian team, and how emotional they are. Like when they're winning, it's just craziness. And that's always the conversation about the benefits of that. And SK certainly, I mean, Immortals always say, I know Steel in all the interviews, like, we're Brazilian, we get excited, we're passionate. And then you see SK, and it's just like calm, clinical precision.
All right. You can see the North boys desperate to keep control of these guns. And that's a big factor for them now. And for SK, they're going hunting. You've got 3 players looking for this. coldzera just decapitating AZ. Taking that money away, taking those chances away. Config trying to be stoic in nature, keeping control of that M4. MSL's going to keep control of the UMP for now, and they do retain those 2.
Yeah, a little bit of a hunt. SK doesn't commit everybody, but they're willing to risk those 2 players, give up those 2 weapons. They know that the North weapons are more valuable to them. Regardless, I think they're going to force into this round from North. Yeah, they are, because they can drop over a Fama, so they've got a decent amount of rifles, 2 UMPs to back it up. This is a solid buy, especially considering all the utility they have. 3 kits as well. No reason not to go for it. North trying to hang on, barely. SK has taken the lead away from the first time since it was tied up 3-3.
Across the board, waiting to see if anyone would dare give SK that early chance they had before. There was a couple of moments where you saw coldzera finding a kill or 2, Fallen being able to chime in with 1, and now very, very passive stuff from North, and I can't really blame him either. You've got utility, you don't need to be aggressive, you don't want to allow that chance to build.
This is a little bit more pressure on mid from North this round. 1 player over towards sandbags, that's MSL. There's the Molotov to force him out. Fur's ready for it, he's going to drop the smoke though. So they now know one's there. And it feels like AZ almost, yeah, there's a flash. MSL just has to get aggressive, try to make his way out. Fur's not peeking that wide, though. This is a tense situation. MSL's got to feel like he just can't get out, and he goes for the run. Tries to run the gauntlet. It doesn't work out well.
No, it really doesn't. The gauntlet just fall back really rather hard. AZ, though, I like this. Going to try and regain some different map control. Config's falling off it towards truck. If they can get around the back, maybe, you could cut off coldzera here. AZ has it all to do. This is massive. coldzera, are you aware this could be a possibility? He's checking for it. He's shoulder peeking in, and such great awareness coming out from coldzera to even check for that, not let it, run away from it. It was always a possibility, but rather than just going through the motions of doing it, he actually full commits.
Yeah, keeping his focus as well. Config's going to get over here in time, but Fur's already got the angle, catches him off guard, but can't win the fight. Config, that's a good recovery, a little bit fortunate. Down into a 3-on-3. That kill really gives him a chance to make this into a retake. If Fur had fallen there instead of, if Config had fallen there, then North just has to give up the round.
Yeah, you could already see that Magisk and Cajun were kind of considering just backing away from it a little bit. They're already just sat on B. But it's slightly possible, but the more the time ticks, the less likely it is. Now, Molly's going to go in. Flashes come out. All 3 players are here now. They can actually start mounting this retake. Magisk to connect with Fallen. That's massive. But Taco not going to let them move. But there we go. Finally goes down. And Config again. He gets something in mind, and he will not let go of it like a bull terrier. Just jaws locked in. Retake works out. And North somehow keeping this one all even.
Yeah, that's brilliant. They really needed that round. It's been some time since they had anything to kind of cheer about. So good on North. It's all tied up 7-7. Really, really nice 3-on-3 retake. But you can just see, I mean, that's part of why coldzera is one of the, or probably the best player in the world. I mean, it's been talked about. I know Zeus said it in an interview or in a segment where Cold's biggest strength is the fact that he's just always aware of what's a possibility. So clearing all the corners properly, clearing them the right way, like you said, not getting ahead of himself. Just very, very good stuff to get that plant. Either way, again, Fallen is going to probe towards this B bomb site with the AWP. And again, he's got coldzera with him. Last time this happened, it was 2 swift kills for SK.
We do finally have the double ops back for North at least. That's a little bit of a silver lining for them. I haven't really seen too much from Cajun B in the form of AWPing, but you know, it's been quite tough for him at a point. He has been pinched on so many times, but still, SK, pretty much, I would say default, but they do have Fur at least out in mid, just kind of trying to make some headway.
Cajun's also playing over towards the B bomb site, and a lot of the tactics that SK was running, especially when the double op setup was up and running for North, was towards that A bomb site. So Cajun really hasn't had a great chance, and I think a couple times he's even been spammed through smoke. So yeah, it's got to feel like an awkward game for him. Tough for him to get into the game as an AWPer as well. There's the peek from MSL. That was accompanied by a flashbang down highway. So a little bit of assistance there.
SK again, creeping through middle. MSL trying to find the right timing on this, trying to find a way to note when this is happening, but Taco's keeping Config and AZ pretty busy as well, so quite hard for them to read into this, and with AZ falling, Config is very, very alone here. Fallen goes down as a response, but MSL needs to get back into it, and he knows it. 25 seconds, they have no control towards highway, now they might be able to get it, but look at that. Config goes down, 20 seconds remain. This gets a little bit dicey here, but MSL going to take the off angle, try and commit towards the wall, but outdone by coldzera. Not too surprising. But the bomb going to make it towards the site with merely 10 seconds remaining, but the SK boys, they're landing their shots.
Yeah, mid control so important for SK. You could see how tough it is to defend against that when you just have an all posted up towards the A bomb site. One kill for Cajun. He can try and win this 1-on-2, but it's going to be so tough. Getting flanked out as well.
Phelps is, oh my god, Cajun, hello, 1v1 now. Where has this come from? He can do this. He has no kit though, so time is going to be a factor in the back of his mind, ticking away, and the man in between him is Taco. And Taco will not be moved. Locked out in the end, but that looked possible for a while.
Yeah, it certainly did. Scary, scary situation, but SK so smart, and you can see North just doesn't yet have an answer for how to defend against a lack of mid control.
No, this game looks like it is heating up. Freiburg said it at the start of the day, this could be one of the best games today that we're going to have, and these two teams are not going down without a fight. So guys, do stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment's time after the break.
Încearcă gustul de cireșe care se schimbă în gust de cola. Tic Tac Mixers.
SK Gaming currently in charge at 8-7, but what a game we've had already. It really has lived up to quite the matchup. already you're seeing Config having a bit of a game, to say the least. Very, very quiet performance from Cajun B, considering he got those 2 kills at the last chance in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to look like it's just a god-awful game out of Cajun, but you have to remember, they didn't really go to him that frequently, and when they did, it's not a full-blown execute. It's just SK being a little bit sneaky in a variety of different ways they try to take control of B. Worked a couple times, and I mean, that's the big thing as well. Like, when SK took the A bomb site, it was just so clean. It was so quick. And when they lost the A bomb site, it was just domination from North. So actually, look at this aggressive push. This is incredible stuff. First, going to get the opening kill. AZ not ready for that. And there's a follow-up as well. That's why he's so dangerous. Huge, huge impact early on, and look at them slink away. They know they've got too big an advantage to give back.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was ready for that. Fur just landing 2 blinders back-to-back. 3 players remain from North, reeling from what's just happened to them. Still got a couple of smokes there and a molly or 2, but beyond that, you have no armor on Cajun or MSL, and it's just Config, really, who can make something happen, maybe.
This is great. You don't even have to worry about mid control. You have a 5-on-3. Just stay up in the bomb sites, make them commit. I mean, it's still a long path, and especially against USPs, so many different ways to find a kill here. And the question is, what does North do? It looks like they want to go towards the vents. Fallen's going to have a chance. Cage is not even ready for that whatsoever. He's brought down very low. There's the response, though. Good kill by MSL. Yeah,
nice little dink to set it up, though, by Cajun. So now the pinch towards B begins. But you've got Cold Zera and Phelps both tucked in towards the side, so they can take turns at picking these boys apart. But the first, well, there we go. Cold Zera lands another crisp, clean shot as Config tries to make a fight of it, but nothing's happening.
You just lose too much right at the start, don't you? I mean, even that hit could have looked a little bit better. Obviously, they get that kill onto Fallen, but man, Cold Zera on the bomb site, this is the range of that USP. It's just so deadly. Phelps cleans one up as well. I think that might have been through the smoke.
Yeah, rather succinct way to get this one started for SK. So 9-7, going to further themselves into this full SMG buy-up.
And they've got to at least do damage here, right? Like, you can't let SK build up so much money. That's always the question in these second rounds, especially against a team that goes for the 5 SMGs. You need to get kills, and there's an opportunity. They're out in the open, but they get back to the bomb site just in time. Molotov into checkers to slow anything down, but here it comes right through the smoke. Flash going to come out.
Hey, these Tech 9s, these P250s, they can operate at this range, but the flashes so far have been absolutely sublime from SK, making it incredibly hard to hit as a pack for the North boys, and no, it is not going well at all. Shut down before it began. Not a hope in hell.
And it's so good where SK is taking those fights. You can see, I mean, Phelps here swinging out when they're on this ramp, because he has his player behind him. That's the best place for a crossfire to really set things up. You also have a flank coming in from Fallen out vents. Just so deadly. Really nice work, and I said they had to do damage. They don't. Just 1 kill onto Fallen, and that's it.
Yeah, money's going to be looking pretty sorted for SK soon.
It's going to be quite nice.
Yeah, quite nice is a nice way to put it, Jason. Maybe understating slightly at this point, but a nice free farm could be happening now as well. Let's see if those UMPs and, well, every other SMG under the sun can start enjoying itself. Fallen. Just going to get in there like, I want to kill guys, but I know it doesn't benefit me as much. And why not? There it is, a clean slate.
That's great. Fur's just like an unashamed eco-fragger. Like, he is like the typical guy who's just like, oh, they're on eco, they have no armor, I'm just going to rush. I want the kills. Yeah. Time to pad my stats.
Hey, if it works, I'm not, you know, it gets you rounds on the board, it gets you money.
And then look at this round as well. 3 UMPs. I mean, if SK Gaming win this and transition out of those UMPs into AK-47s, North is just in a whole world of trouble.
Yeah, you can see it on the horizon. So little to work with for North as well. Utility-wise, what, you got a couple of mollies, nice, but not much. And it looks like SK, are they going to go for the boost here? They are. So, boost comes up. Taco silently working his way over. I think he's going to be hearing some of these, maybe some of these noises in towards A main if they actually did make a step or two, trying to boost up the player towards the other side. And we do have a play coming through Squeak as well.
Similar situation, similar defenses North. Fallen the in-game leader, the general in the middle of the map. Fur and Taco at this A bomb site to defend. So Fur's going to try and lure them into that boost. 3 players here for North. Kind of makes you feel like they're going to be dedicated to this A hit. No one probing over towards B, no one having any presence as well. The bomb now making its way into A main. This is going to be a hit. They've got a couple smokes, a couple Molotovs as well.
You better be ready for that boost in there. Well, they trade on it. That's not the worst in the world, but it does play in Fur at least. Now the pressure from Highway starts to mount, but MSL will meet Fallen with fire as it's down to a 3v2, and it's SK again. Just turning the screws tighter onto North, and they're just not getting away with much here. Config would have loved to have a couple of players alive, maybe a bomb plant to really encourage his mid-play, but he still does it. Still collects 2 kills, and it's game back on, and look at this positioning. Fur's pushed up. I don't know if Config's aware of this or what's going on. No, he's already trying to work this one out, but Fur is on the hunt. He's on the prowl, and he fancies a bit of what's in front.
So confident with the knife out as well. If you ever want to see, we talk about SK being an incredible team, making mistakes there, but Fur looks like he's going to have the advantage. Still running, finds an easy kill in the back. But that's about as close as you're going to get to SK making a mistake. Those two players, one peeking from sandbags, one peeking from connector against an AK-47, 2 UMPs at this range. You don't need to take this fight. He's got the bomb down towards A main. He's got to get a little bit closer. I mean, let him draw into the range of those UMPs. Let him draw into the point where he's got to commit at a wider angle to take that battle towards sandbags, and that's when the connector player peaks. So, small mistake there, but like we said, the economy is so strong for SK Gaming, it doesn't really matter as long as they get away with the win.
I'm not even opposed to them going to double ops at this point either. You know, normally I find it very, it's quite scary when teams go to double ops, even relatively early in their CT sides. But you've got to feel they're pretty well sorted by, by understanding how the game's going to be played out. They know that North, money-wise, are going to be struggling anyway. Why not just hit them where it hurts? Down to Deagles, but there's always something to be said about the Deagle at the moment. It does seem to connect quite consistently.
Yeah, but Config is legged, and all the kills,
the ops,
all the kills coming out very, very quickly. And the round is over just like that. Config, I guess all he can really do is hope he spots someone in this one-way smoke, but it's not going to happen. No one's even on that side of the bomb site. It's going to be 13-7 for SK Gaming. They have taken complete control here. And yeah, plenty of money behind this double op setup as well. I mean, Fur's got 1,300, or 13,000, excuse me.
Yep. And with those double ops, we can see, odds-wise, well... yeah, it starts to make a little more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? Yeah, not a whole lot of confidence at the moment. It's been slipping away, I imagine, throughout this match.
Magisk is doing this again. Why are you like this? The first bullet accuracy is disgusting on that gun, to be honest. But beyond that, I still hate it.
Magisk made it look so cool, though, didn't he? Like that after he had that Mirage game, that iconic Mirage game, and then everyone, like a couple other pros, like tried it here and there, and a couple other matches. Trying to be a trendsetter, not catching on quite yet.
No, not yet. Well, we're going to have to see it really pull its weight as Config has gone down, known for that notorious B play that he pulls out. You know, him, Get Right, a couple of players really making it their own, how they really dominate on the way through, but so far just gets absolutely spanked back by coldzera. But the rest of North, you've got 4 players live, still got an AWP up, you've got, an AUG essentially on Magisk. No worries. Maybe they can find something.
Fur's playing with danger a little bit here, close up. I think he's going to try and catch someone off guard as this smoke expires, but no, he just falls back as the nade comes in. It looks like North really have no idea at the moment how to apply pressure. I mean, especially with Config falling over towards B, they have no map control. They don't want to mess with the AWP at that range either. There's a kill onto Fur. He gets aggressive, I think, towards door, and then Fallen all of a sudden gets maybe a little bit lackadaisical. Maybe just loses a little bit of focus, and Cajun with the peek takes him down. So there's a little bit of life left in North as they rotate back towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, not quite back at the range yet, but they're certainly getting a hand into the right direction. It's going to be Phelps to try and control this North rebuild into this round. 20 seconds, though. If he makes 2 players suffer here, this could be huge. Flash comes in. He does not move. He will not be moved. He spots one. The shot comes out, but oh, he gets pinched in the back. Cajun B, great awareness, but time is ticking. 10 seconds remain. The bomb's yet to get to sight. Now it's there, but there is a molly being put down. coldzera, is that in the right place? It's not spreading just far enough, and AZ makes it away with the bomb plant.
Oh, if he had any less than 100 HP, he more than likely dies to that Molotov. Desperation from coldzera almost makes the molly work. Just a second late, I think. But it's going to get planted, and yeah, they're going to save this double op setup. Nice round for North to get back into it. It looked so dire for a moment there. Phelps, that's an interesting play he tries to make. That's really creative, really, really cool using the smoke. But, I mean, unfortunately, there's just a timer on it, right? And I feel like it was just starting to thin out as that hit came in, and Phelps just couldn't find it.
No, it's one of those where you feel you either do absolutely nothing or you do something brilliant. There's no middle ground, is it? Like, oh, maybe one and done. No, it's either going to be you kill the 2 players pushing up past Sunra, maybe get the bomb left down there, which almost creates no time for the plant, or you just die. He just died, yeah. It happens. But you're at 13-8. Your money's still pretty decent. You don't have a huge bank to fall back on, but you can still get the double ops. You still have a couple of players sitting very pretty. What, 9K sitting around there. Fur's looking good on this one. Taco's still got good money. You're still okay. There's no real worries just coming through for SK yet. But it'll start to build on the horizon soon if North can keep this up.
That's the question, isn't it? If they can keep it up, if they can find those picks again in a 4-on-5, that was really brilliant. But It's going to get tougher. 3 players towards this A bomb site. Looks like they're going to go for the stack again. The last time this occurred, North just did the dry walk out of A main, which if you're a boost player, obviously you're kind of looking away into the wall in case of flashes. And that execute really kind of signals it's coming. And it seemed like Taco, he gets 1 kill, but he's not quite ready for it just because they come out quietly. And there's coldzera opening pick onto Cajun B this time. Config's got the op there, though.
Yeah, he just picked it up off Cajun B. And, well, you've got to feel a little bit there for Cajun. And maybe Config's like, hey, can you help me take B next time? Goes over there and gets absolutely destroyed again, and it's like Config's like, yeah, welcome to my world, it's not fun. But the molly goes in, and coldzera again finds another victim. Walking right into it, Config.
Yeah, he was just so patient, coldzera. He was holding that angle the entire time, looking for that exact peak, and it seemed like Config thought that Molotov was going to be a bit more distracting, but it's Magic's turn now. Same Molotov comes out, waiting for someone to push forward, and it's not going to happen. Where do you go from here if you're North? You won a 4-on-5 in the last round due to some great picks, but in a 3-on-5, this is going to be even tougher. Phelps is pushed up as well, that perhaps luring them into the sense that no one would be here.
Phelps is playing right around those smokes, being a real nuisance. He can hinder one of the 2 approaches, AZ, if he tries to work through vents, or he takes the attention away from MSL and from Magis, coldzera, and Phelps. There it is. They strike hard and fast, and it's just not going to go well, is it? North crumble under the pressure that SK are applying.
Brilliant pop flash as well. I mean, Phelps can probably just wait there and have an advantage in 2 separate fights, but the pop flash, we see it frequently. He's waiting. He hears the information coming in. He knows at some point he's going to get pinched from vents more likely, so he calls for it, and it's an easy opening kill on MSL. Magic's had to work for a little bit, but it works out nicely. 14-8.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a shame. I'm curious why there's not been maybe a pause from North or a tactical timeout of some variety. Maybe they feel it's still fine, but I don't know. I'd like to see them try and rebuild into this.
2 things have really stumped them in this match. In the first half on defense, it was really, I mean, the mid control from SK just eventually wore them down. They've handled it a little bit early on, but SK, if you're going to be given mid control so many different rounds into that half, eventually you're going to find something that works. And then the second half, it's been this double up setup. coldzera has been great over towards the B bomb site. Countless picks, countless openings. And North just can't really find a foothold in this half.
No, it has been a rather muted T side. As Taco already going to be looking for slight variations towards middle that could hinder what North are looking like they might want to attempt a couple of players towards a boost. It might just get completely destroyed. And you got Phelps supporting 2. And then Fur over by the white box. You still have 3 players basically facing towards middle, maybe understanding this is North's go-to at this point. As the smokes do start to come through, the mollies are there. Molly towards vents will force one of the players out, but Phelps just smokes it out. He's fine. AZ starts to play through. The flashes are good, though. That does allow North some play towards middle. Magis landing one towards Phelps certainly will help. As Fur still stands, but North do have the man advantage finally.
Both teams struggling to control mid, even when they have the masses of people there. When they have more bodies, it comes off as more difficult. So now, how does SK respond? Fall in with the op over towards the A bomb site. This does look like it's going to be the end goal for North. Is he going to hit this shot? It's going to be a peek from below and from above. He can't get the first one. Now he's got to readjust towards A main. He does have support here in Fur, and there he goes. Fur's got to make the big plays, but it's not. MSL with 2 entries. That's the round. Over to North, and no better time.
That's a huge impact play from MSL. Be able to provide those kills, being an in-game leader, having all that pressure, you're having a terrible half so far, and then to be able to at least do that. You're like, okay, there's the window of chance for us. There's our opportunity now to get back in this. We've finally got ourselves on the board here. However, that mid-play, it was very sloppy from both sides in a way. Well, I don't know if sloppy's the right word. It was just hard fought for. No one's having an easy time with it.
This is kind of the big question I think that a lot of teams have on this map so far is there's so many different ways for terrorist teams to take mid, and there's very few spots that the CTs can actually play that are effective. And when you have all the Molotovs and all the nades, and you have all the different tactics you can have towards mid, if you're a well-oiled T-sided team, those mid takes with the nades just become so much easier. So it is kind of very weird how when you have more setups as CT towards mid, it's like you're almost more susceptible to losing it because of the different executes.
14-9. SK's money starting to dwindle slightly. Still got 6k and 4k between Fur and coldzera, but beyond that, it's starting to look a little bit more quiet. Finally, they're starting to break down that bank, but they are on 14 rounds, bearing in mind. So SK know that they've done a lot of the work. They just need to get over that finish line.
Yeah, but if North gets a reset this late in the game, at this point, I mean, it's pretty much game on from there. They fought their way back into it. Yeah, this is a switch up, isn't it? He
hasn't done this yet, but they're so aware it's a possibility. AZ checks on it. The first time they pushed through that smoke, they've been doing the boost quite consistently. He's been playing aggressive, but not that much so. But North, unrelenting.
Puts a lot of pressure on Fallen with that AWP on highway, because Taco just gets himself into a pretty solid position at the NBK corner at the fence. It's Fallen who's got to make sure he hustles over to that bomb site when the hit comes in and he can find impact. Oh no, doesn't even matter. Taco goes for the peek, some kind of information. It's not there. Now Fallen's going to be smoked off. How aggressive does he want to get? We know his playmaking ability is insane.
He's feeling it. Does he want to go for it though? Flashed up. He's trying to get down towards Forklift and he's going to get there. The flashes have come in. There's 2 possible players and they line up. That's the bomb. 50 seconds on the board. He goes back in for more, but the second one be found so easy. But another bite of the cherry, surely, for Fallen. His teammates finally can come in and help. Phelps going to claim AZ. He finds another on the way out as well, and this has all become very, very possible for SK to keep control of as the bomb is in such a dire predicament. The mid play doesn't work out. coldzera keeps it under wraps. There's cajunB, 1v2, and it's just 2 players too far.
Oh, that's gutting if you're North. You had everything. It felt like that's just going to work. Fallen gets there just at the right moment. That's the bomb he drops with the first shot, and North just couldn't get into the site. Phelps is allowed too much time to push through that smoke, and he goes unpunished. That lets him get a couple of kills when they eventually try and make their way in, but it's beautiful rotation from SK. Very, very aggressive on the retake before the plant even goes down. North just gets stumped right when it seemed like they had it all. 2 Tech-9s now in this round. Galil as well on Magisk. It's all 5 players towards B. It's desperation time for North.
The B hit. coldzera, the beast, awaits. Phelps set up for this one. Smoke comes in and he's not going to back down. He's going to stand tall. He's going to try and control this all himself. Finally gets outdone and coldzera's in trouble too. Down low on HP, but still fights the good fight for SK. MSL gets crushed and he wants more, doesn't he? He's not going to back away. He wants this fight. Oh God, up close and personal. Of course he gets it. And if you're the last man, if you're Magisk, you're wondering what just happened, but 2 players through vets. Maybe he can save the day. He's going to spot out another. He knows where Taco is now.
How aggressive. Taco's going to drop right out. Magisk is aware of this, and he wins it. This sliding headshot, nicely done from Magisk after so much work put in by Cold. That is so well done from Magisk. Never keep composure in that situation, but SK just continually throwing bodies towards Checker. They almost pull it off.
God, that was down to the slimmest of margins, wasn't it? Individual play left, right, and center, but finally the money breaks.
I thought Cold did enough.
Yeah,
I really did. I mean, he gets the kill, he hides in the smoke, he's waiting, gets another one. From there, you feel like maybe SK was too aggressive on that retake too soon, but either way, easy to question that in hindsight.
Yeah. But still, you are sat at 10 to 15. It's an uphill struggle here for North. That was a good round, but it was one of those sloppy rounds, and it has broken the back, at least for SK now. Their money has been depleted. They're down to a couple of deagles. Mag 7. And you just hope this is not the one you lose.
Ooh, chance there for coldzera. Gonna get a nade, and he's got to get out, and MSL's there to finish him off. Off at long range, prevents Taco from getting too much of a peek from Truck. There is one in the bomb site. That's Fur with that shotgun. And look at the bomb, how far back it is. North not willing to be aggressive just yet.
There's no one on B for SK at the moment. They don't have the numbers, they don't have the weapons to hold it solo, so they just kind of have to gamble, risk it all towards one site pretty much. And they've done it, and North has read it. The book's open. Fallen would have to do something insane here to be able to even keep this one in check. There are a couple of players towards boost. But again, they're leaving this quite late, North, and this always makes me worry slightly. It means that if something goes wrong, it's harder to recover. You don't have much time, and Phelps going walkabout isn't going to make it much better. It encourages them towards middle. Oh. And oh my word, is this really going to happen? AZ goes down. We're down to a 4v3, but the firepower's there, but they've got the players in the right place now. 20 seconds, Magisk bullies through towards Fallen, but the bomb is going towards B. And this is where Fur could strike. The one comes in, but there's still one man here, Taco. He waits, and he strikes. 8 seconds now on the board. Time is ticking, and they might have just run out of it. Magisk has to do something incredible. No! He messes up the jump. It's done. It's over. The plant it just can't come through. And oh my word, what a disastrous way to end that round.
North, I mean, they eventually it just seemed they were so scared to take anything, so scared to do anything. Trading not coming out when they went mid. SK did just enough, and the rotation as well. When they get that one kill in A main, they all rotate back towards B because they're saying you spotted everyone at A. We've had a kill there. You're not going to let them test this A bomb site at the moment, and SK is ready for it at B.
Oh my word, you hate seeing that being the last round. Because the thing is, if you're North, for some reason you always feel like, yeah, that's the one, isn't it? Of course we're going to lose that round out of all of them, and then match just doesn't quite jump up in time. My word, but it was a good game all in all. Sadly for North, that T side just fell a little flat, and SK Gaming truly came alive in that situation. These boys look like they mean business today, but we are going to go to a break, and when we're back, we'll be joining the announcers desk to hear their thoughts on that matchup.
So what's the plan? War.
Times they are changing.
We need you to fight them, to show them who we are.
Oh, Lord. My Lord and Savior, please deliver me.
The Pay Safeguard post-match breakdown.
SK spring to life, this time on Cash. The same map they conceded to the underdogs known as Space Soldiers. Now North have fallen into their trap. The Brazilians pick it up, gents. 16-10, joined by Sponge and Freiburg. Now where does this conversation start? I saw a recent tweet just coming out from Chief Duncan suggesting that they fell into the trap by not actually picking the likes of Mirage and Cobble, falling into the trap in the veto process before even a round was fired. I see a nod there from Adam. What do you make of that discussion?
I mean, I think North is one of the better teams on Cash,
right.
At least from like my own experience practicing and playing against them. They've always been a good Cash team, and they might have seen the result against Space Soldiers yesterday, feeling that maybe SK would be comfortable playing Cash again. But I guess that SK they did homework and came prepared.
It certainly did come prepared. Chad,
just to build on that, I think it's really important if you're a team, you know, and you go into a series like this or a tournament like this, and you have maps that you like, and one of them is Cache, which is clear for SK.
Sure.
And you lose on it, you have to pick it again. You have to play what you practice. You have to play what you like. You can't just be, you know, falling back and trying to play things that might be a bit weaker in the map pool, because then you fall into the hands of your opponent. And here, SK, they went with it again, and it paid off.
I mean, some of the outrageous individual plays we got to see from SK certainly must have contributed to it. I mean, we were shouting and screaming about some of the stuff Phelps was doing. Fur on that pistol round, just walking up middle. Like, I think let's just do this. Let's just run through some of the stuff that, well, in this instance, Phelps was up to. The individuals from SK certainly showed, you know, reminded us that they certainly can play the crosshair on the head game.
Yeah, and it's starting to get more that the operators in CSGO have a bigger role just on the CT side. We saw both playing the op on the CT side, which kind of ruined the T side for North. I mean, they only put up what 2 or 3 rounds as T. You need more rounds than that if you want to beat a team like SK.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the topic of AWPs, the other side of things, the other side of the coin, is that where you were going, Chad?
I have a very bold statement. How a player like Config goes out to these massive score, like these massive frag totals so early in halves. Like he does it time and time again. I don't think there's anyone else like him in the whole scene. I've watched so many of his games in recent months, and he goes out to, you know, close to 20 frags in the first half, maybe even in the first 10 to 12 rounds, and it's just crazy. But something seems to happen where either they figure him out, or the change from the caller, or he's starting to make bad decisions, and everything just starts to get dialed back with this guy. But I think he's going to be the best in the world at just multi-fragging early and pushing his team to quite a decent lead, or at least a competitive half, is like what we saw in this game.
Just starting strong.
Yeah, he's so good at that.
Absolutely, and ending strong was something that evaded the Danes. I'm afraid I have to bring it up. That last round, I think we do have the replay. Let's watch it. Magisk, now he was trying to go ahead and bring his team back from the brink. They were against a slightly hamstrung economy of the Brazilians. It felt like an instant round. Now keep your eye on that clock. 10 seconds. He has 3 to find, and he's on the site, comfortable. Bomb in hand, he gets to push him in, and then
he would have had time, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's brutal. He would have had time.
Yeah, I mean it's very unfortunate. It's like high heat moment, whatever you call it.
It should never have gotten there, though. But Jason and Lauren both touched on it, right? They left their anti-eco push until the last 30 seconds, and SK managed to find a kill, which forced them to make a rash decision. When that happens, the other players waiting and lying up close and personal can get those frags, especially like the Mag 7 as they came into B, and they just kind of ran into the stack that SK and the trap that SK had laid for them. So that's the issue there. I think they're a bit scared.
But let's leave it there then. North scared, perhaps the cowardice of the lion. If you've seen Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. Yeah, no, that's the wrong one. What's it called? With the yellow brick road and she skips and stuff.
The Wizard of Oz?
Tin Man.
The classic?
That's a classic. Mighty Ducks, Wizard of Oz. I'm messing up a lot today, aren't I, in terms of films?
What's the saying? I don't think we're at home. No,
there's no place like home.
That's the one. It's like
I've got you.
Yep,
and there's no place like home for Stunner, because he's been living there, basically. He's got his little tent and sleeping bag, and he did an interview with our next matchup. After our break, we have Immortals versus G2, and he grabbed NBK ahead of this one to hear what he was thinking. Let's check it out. When we return, we'll be talking all about it.
All right, guys, I'm here with NBK on the sidelines at the MMC right now, a team that's sitting 1-1 along with their soon-to-be matchup against Immortals. So far, underneath the G2 banner, you guys have split head-to-head with these guys 1-1. What is in the mindset of you guys when you do end up going against Immortals?
First of all, we know it's always going to be tight games. They're a solid team, and we play maps where both teams are pretty comfortable on, so there are a lot of solutions. And for instance, the last map we had in a qualifier in Inferno, we could see that both teams were really prepared and they knew what they were going to do, like their game plan was. And so it's going to be the same thing again. It's going to be a tough game. And mentality-wise, we know they're very aggressive and they can go quite wild in a game. So we're just going to try to stay simple, use basic team play, and try to shut them down and not going super fancy against them. That's going to be our main thing.
So basically playing your own game rather into theirs.
Yeah, I mean, especially shutting theirs down and then trying to have them adapt to us, or I try to adapt to being simple. So we're not going to do anything fancy in the game. So I have them trying to create something new to break us, and that's where I think we can put them off and get the edge in the game. So that's going to be the main thing.
Well, you guys do take the L yesterday to NIP, 16-6 on cash. Now, when you go back to the drawing board for today, does anything change?
Yeah, we adapted a few things on cash, for instance, because we obviously lost against NIP pretty heavily on it. And from there, we know what happened in the game on Inferno that we played last time, and again, trying to have some little fixes on how to approach the game against them specifically, and aside from that, trying to get into a better mentality coming into that game. That's pretty much it.
Well, cool. I want to appreciate your time with me today, and I thank you. Good luck in your matchup against Immortals. I think you guys are going to do great. And so with that being said, I'm going to encourage all of you at home to use hashtag ESL1 to jump into the action yourselves and vote for your favorite teams along those polls over on your favorite social media networks. In addition to that, you can also support those teams by heading over to shop.eslgaming.com to buy your favorite merch from those select teams themselves.
It's going to be absolutely electrifying. I can't wait for this.
Indeed, New York is about to get dumplings.
It is going to be unreal.
I'm telling you, this ESL, this Electronic Sports League, is going to get nothing but bigger.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
A matchup we've seen an awful lot of as of late now. G2, the French, will be taking on, I was going to say tier 2, excuse me, the second in command of the Brazilians of Counter-Strike. Yes, indeed, Immortals. They've already caused quite the stir against G2 alone. Competitive matchup, and we have some competitors on the desk as well. Of course, we have Sponge and YNK joining us, who are explaining this one. Admittedly, it will be brief. The players, as you saw already, bums in seats ready to play. So, gentlemen, we'll do a nice abridged and a swift version of this one. Now, first port of call. They've played quite a lot recently. We have some results to discuss, Yenko.
Absolutely. They just played last week at the major qualifier in Bucharest. It was the opening game of the tournament. You know, two of the favorite teams to go through have to face each other in the first game. You know, there's a lot of pressure on teams. Yeah. So Immortals really stepped up to the plate. You know, they went for Inferno, which, you know, isn't one of the strongest maps for G2 statistically, but a lot of the times people are not willing to play it against them because they can be very dominant on the CT side when they get rolling. And that map went into triple overtime, or double overtime, yeah. So it was very, very close, and Immortals didn't take the win, but they definitely show that they can, you know, challenge G2 on the map.
Yeah, battle the big boys, definitely. And I mean, it's interesting as well, Chad, just on the topic of recent results. They've played, you know, an abundance of games, and every single time it's been on a different map. But is that just a sign that these teams like to keep things diverse in these best of ones?
I think they share a relatively similar map pool. Obviously, we know Immortals don't particularly like Nuke, and G2 they don't have a problem with that. But otherwise, I think it's, you know, it's a pretty fair map pool between the two of them. So I guess Immortals can just keep trying different things until they eventually you know, have a breakthrough and show that they could be the more dominant team. But G2, like we mentioned day one, first words out of my mouth probably were the top dogs, and they're definitely one of them. And I think the key storyline for this matchup is to make sure you're not giving players like KNG, Henny, and Lucas the space to find the gaps, weasel the way on the T sides, and then cause chaos. They need to take those heads-up duels on the CT side and punish them before they can actually take anything away. And that's something that G2 are going to be fantastic at doing.
We heard from MBK chatting to Stunner just ahead of this one. He was just saying, we're going to play our game. And indeed, it does seem like their game has got them these odds from our sponsor. Betway brought it into a very convincing G2 favor. And of course, I guess perhaps justified given the fact that they did just recently pick up a victory versus Immortals, albeit, as Yenko has said, incredibly close. You guys at home are actually calling it even closer, a 54-46 split. But maps, Overpass, and I think it's, I had it in front of me, wait, I think it's Cobble. Overpass and Cobble are the two maps that Immortals have beaten G2 on recently, and one of those, Overpass, has yet to be played. 21 maps of Counter-Strike and not a single Overpass.
That's good.
Why?
I don't like Overpass.
I like Overpass.
I like it too.
Yeah,
why don't you like it?
I never had any success on it, so.
Okay.
Well, then I shouldn't like any map.
And we'll leave it there. The giggle from Jason says it all. Let's have a look at those vetoes.
It's going to be interesting where Immortals take it, and G2, because Immortals in that game at the major qualifiers, they vetoed out Overpass themselves, and that was the map where they beat G2 handily at Pro League finals. So another recent encounter, you can see G2 goes for the same thing. They don't want to allow Inferno to go through because it was a very close game. You know, Immortals are going to go back and study it. And Cobblestone, sure, it's a very good map for G2. Obviously, it's interesting that we see again Immortals veto Overpass and actually allow Cobblestone to go through, because that is probably even the strongest map for G2 at the moment. A lot of teams just veto it. They don't really want to have anything with G2 on that particular map. But we saw yesterday Immortals, probably boosted by their own performance against Virtus Pro, feel like that this is their best map as well. So let's see where we stand on it, and let's see how we can square off against G2.
Sounds like a perfect summary there. You saw as well on the scoreboard, one final point from us here at the analyst desk is Steel is having a, how do you call them in Australia?
A blinder?
A ball terror?
Oh, a ball terror is one as well.
That's the thing. 50 frags so far from the Brazilian. Let's see if he can replicate that success versus the scary French. And on the other side of things, we have the cute and cuddly casters who are waiting to guide you through Cobblestone. Is the ever lovely, the beautiful Jason Moses O'Toole and Lauren Pansy Scott.
Cute, cuddly, it all applies to you, Jason.
Listen, Ball Terror really gave me a stomachache heading into this match. I don't know if I'll be able to do this.
You gonna be okay?
Oddly enough, Chad doesn't like Overpass, but he might be the only person in the world who likes Cobblestone. So
I like a bit of Cobble.
Do you?
Yep.
Okay, well, there's two of you.
What's wrong with Cobble? Why are you so aggressive?
Just saying. Just saying. Either way.
Alex, get out of here. He's bringing up Dust 2. No one wants to talk about Dust 2. Leave the room. All right, we can find out if Cobble is going to be a good map for these two. We know G2 love a bit of it. There's no taking that away from them, but it's Immortals. Have they got a blown-up sense of proportion as to how good they are on this after their previous victories, or is it really rather warranted? We're going to find out any second now. Already, Lucas can be put to the test, and well, doesn't quite do as much as maybe he'd want to, but the cheeky little 4-1 start hasn't really worked out well, as Apex is already succeeding over by B as well.
No, that's sick. I mean, Lucas, he just gets caught out. He can't fall back from that position. He's too committed. That one kill forces some rotates. That's what Apex pops out. This is quite good. Gets that kill. He does get taken down. Maybe a little bit too much dueling at that range, especially with the Glock, but the first initial kill from him is very, very nice. Now we're into a 3-on-3. This defense is going to be spread, but those USPs at this range are going to work.
Yeah, they really are. And you've still got Steel at the back of the